The art of conversations is such a lost art in today's world, which is why today I've wanted to really delve into learning how to have conversations with your man. This may also help you in work scenarios and different spaces that you find yourself in. So today's video is really about learning how to have the conversations that will elevate you in the eyes of your man. And I will see you after this. Hi, my name is Unique Samantha, and I am your head coach and style concierge here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Today, I am talking to you about learning how to have the necessary conversations that will elevate you in the eyes of any man that you're talking to, be it in the dating phase, relationship, as well as when you're married. I wanted to talk about this because it seems to have been a running theme within our practice about how we need to learn to have the conversations and be okay with having the conversation. And we kind of started off with when you're in the dating phase and you're dating and you're quantum dating, how do you have the conversations that are respectable and you receive the respect back? So before I go ahead, do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Black Swan Relationship Academy, because this is where it's all happening. This is where we're giving you information about how to win in relationships, because that is what we're about. We love it when we get your reports of engagements, when we get your reports of what you're doing and how you're thriving in your relationships. But more importantly, we love it when you tell us how this channel has helped you to be a better woman and help you understand the principles of being a high value feminine woman who definitely knows her worth and is being her worth. But before I go ahead, again, like I said, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into this conversation. Now, you can actually download the masterclass, How to Talk to Men, so that they can listen. Or better yet, just sign up to the All Access Pass, which will really give you a little bit more in-depth access to all the courses that we have ever done and all the new courses that come up within the Black Swan Relationship Academy. It will also give you access to our group coaching, which is done on our Facebook group, Swan Nation, as well as access to lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and over time they will definitely be increased, where you can ask your questions directly to the coaches and they will have some amazing answers for you and will be part of the discussion and part of the community. Before I go ahead, I'm gonna let's hear a little bit from Chengi about the All Access Pass. I will just leave it right here. I'll be back in a second.
Men want exactly what you want. They want connection. They want to fall in love. They want to have a family one day. Their desires are actually no different from yours. Difference is, a man wants that with a woman he deeply desires and finds really attractive. I will teach you the nature of men, what every single man, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, even your pastor, desires in a woman. So I am inviting you to enroll in the Mastering Attraction Masterclass. However, why stop there? Why not get into the Black Swan Nation All Access Pass and access all the courses in the Academy? Why not go and figure out how to build a relationship in the most high value, most feminine, most amazing way by becoming part of the Black Swan Nation? See you on the inside.
So, how do we learn to have the necessary conversations so that we are elevated in the eyes of the man that we talk to, or literally within your own relationship and your man? It really has been one of those trying times where, as a woman, sometimes we tend to lash out. Sometimes we come across as very passive aggressive. And anytime I'm talking to a man, it's like they expect us to have a certain way of behavior. And I find that as Black Swans, because we've been taught a different way of communicating with men, we seem to get across them a lot easier and a lot better. We have better relationships because we understand the art of communication and conversation, right? We always say that whenever we're communicating people, the way we communicate is normally by body language, and body language makes up about 93% of the communication that we put across, and only 7% of that is our verbal communication. But how do you do that, say, when you're online? How do you verbally and on text communicate your standards without putting someone off, without being disrespectful? So in the conversations that we've been having with the ladies that are ready to date, we come up with different scripts to help them with the different scenarios and different situations they go through. I can only just give you an example, because I wouldn't be able to use their real stories. I can give you an example of, say, you are interested in a guy and you're online dating at the moment, and you find that you're always constantly the initiator of the conversation. You're always the one who is trying to liven up the conversation. Normally we would always ask you this one question: do you like the man? Do you like him enough to put the effort? Because I know sometimes we always hear about how we have to pull back to make him be attracted, we have to do this, we have to do that, but this is not really about strategy and tactics. It's about learning how to communicate your needs, how to communicate your standards, how to communicate how you want to be communicated with. If you like this man, in this particular example, I would say to you, it is always okay to reach out and tell him, hi, I would really love to hear your voice, because that encourages you to take the conversation off the app into a space where you can actually talk and hear the tone, which is what adds another diverse element to how you communicate. Text messages can be read so wrongly depending on the mode and the energy in which they are received. Another thing that I always say to the ladies is, be aware of where you are in a state, because we always want to negotiate from a place of love. I'm not saying that you're in love with this person, but let your heart be at peace before you answer this person. Let your heart always be at peace when you're negotiating and talking to a man, because at the end of the day, when we are quantum dating, it's really about trying to fish out the man who will give us the maximum for our core needs, who will cater to our non-negotiables, as well as add a few desires here and there. Look, there are so many things that we sometimes do in communication that is not exactly something that we are taught. Is something that we have learned over the years. As Pat Allen says in most of her books, is that communication is something you learn. It's not something that is you pick up by looking and seeing, and you assimilate because of what you have heard and what you've been taught. It's literally a blueprint that has already been set, and it's in us being conscious of, okay, this hasn't worked for me, so how can I improve it? So we need to learn the necessary conversations to have. Normally when you're already in a relationship, there is a way to address the man that you're dealing with. But when you're just starting out, there's always different ways to communicate. So I'd still say use the same methods that we advise in any relationship about caressing, addressing, and then correcting. Allow the person to be themselves. Do not be angry that they have not messaged you. Do not be angry that they have not talked to you, they have not called you, they have not initiated a phone call. Allow them to be that. But allow them to also make them know how that makes you feel. How that makes you feel like maybe they're not interested. Allow yourself to be vulnerable on these dating apps. I know sometimes it is the worst thing that you could tell a woman, to be vulnerable, but femininity is stronger when we're vulnerable. We find strength in our vulnerability. There is nothing wrong with being vulnerable, because first of all, we need to accept that if we are in this feminine position, we need to lean towards more vulnerability rather than being all stoosh and not, like, we can err to the tender side sometimes. And when we correct, we allow them to give them a solution of, I really prefer to hear your voice, because at least that way I can hear what you sound like. And if you're a little bit flirty, add a little bit. I'd love to put a voice to that sexy face, add a little bit of flirt in there. If you'd like to know a little bit more about flirting, do go on to the Flirt and Date Masterclass, which is available on our website. and have a look and download the course and find out how you can flirt and date and be a master seductress and learn how to flirt like a gangster. But why stop there? Why not just go into the All Access Pass, where you'll have access to every single course that has ever been made within the Relationship Academy, as well as access to ongoing courses. Any new courses that we get out, you will get them for free because of your All Access Pass, as well as access to the coaches in a group coaching setting on Facebook, as well as lives that we do every Tuesday and Thursday via Zoom. So it's a lot more interactive and we can talk to each other. So talking about the flirting and dating is something that we have to also learn. Something that we need to relax about, this whole thing of flirting. We need to stop putting meaning to everything that we do, even if we are flirting or not, because I know that's the one thing that held me back, and I never really learned how to flirt, because I always thought that if I flirted with someone, they're gonna think that I want to have sex with them, and it's not always the case. Sometimes it's nice for someone to hear a compliment or appreciation from you. Men hardly ever get appreciated or complimented. Like, honestly, how many men do you know that have heard from women say, oh, you're a very handsome man, da 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 da? They don't get to hear that. So it's okay to appreciate a man and let him know that you appreciate his looks, you appreciate his physique, you appreciate his just his dress sense, or just the way he talks to you, just the way he treats you. It's okay to appreciate a man and flirt a little, because that then adds a little spice to the conversation, and that is where you want it to go, right? You want someone who's attracted you to have the room and the freedom to tell you what they think of you, to tell you that you're beautiful, to tell you that they think you're sexy. It does not mean that that person wants to sleep with you. So that's sometimes what I feel we need to really come from a space of love and not always expecting the worst from people. Allow people to show you their worst if that is what they choose. If you approach them with an amazing attitude and someone gives that back to you, it is well within your right to tell them, I really thought we had something here. I guess I maybe have been wrong. We're not compatible, and I really wish you all the best. It's okay to withdraw in a friendly manner, because what that does, should you ever decide to want to go back to that person, should you ever decide you want to date that person, say you come off the apps and then you meet again, they won't have any negative feelings or negative vibes about you, because you left in an amicable way, and you also communicated that your standards were slightly different to what you may have expected, and it's okay for them to withdraw. Allow men to deselect themselves and don't push them away. So this is why we have to learn the necessary conversations. But I would say to you, definitely join the All Access Pass, because this is where we give you practical advice for any situation you're going through. And with that said, if you have any questions at all about any situation that you're going through right now and you would like an answer and you're not able to book a discovery call for whatever reason, do ask them in the comments, or if you like, just personally email me, and I'll put my email address right here. You can email me and I'll be able to answer those questions. I will ask you as well if you want to be anonymous or not, and I'll create a video specifically for your question. And I will also like you to give me feedback as well. Chengi was going to be doing a lot more Q&As on Mondays as we cover Magdalena while she's away on her break. And just would love a little bit more introduction from you. We're asking you, ask your questions and we'll answer them on a video. Or if you'd like to join the All Access Pass, and we can answer you directly via our Zoom calls. I hope this has been a little bit helpful. And again, like I always say, for the purposes of YouTube, we're going to keep it short. If you do want more information, do DM me. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you are definitely loved. And this is why we do what we do. In the meantime, my lovelies, you take care of you. And I'll see you on another video.